Yes, no, blessed, no. Bada bing, don't forget the rest though. You know, I gotta sort the barnet out first thing. Started the video. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We're gonna do a little bit of learning today, people. Class is in session. We'll learn about Hawthorne Heights, yes? So, as of recent, I checked out their debut album, The Silence in Black and White. I heard one or two songs of Hawthorne Heights back in the day, as you should have known if you watched my song-by-song reaction. And I was a great big participant of the music and alternate community around this particular time. So it was a great insight as to a route I didn't take, but saw a lot of people taking. Now, we're going to have a little view into what it was around this band and the release of that record. Alright, obviously we're only going to go as far as the first record because I haven't gone into the second one yet. If you have any, discredit or, feedback you want to give in regards to the information I come across, or any room for discussion, full stop, any stories you've got, please leave a comment down below. And let's find out. I mean, it is only Wikipedia, so that's why I say that. It can be edited. So, Hawthorne Heights, formerly A Day in the Life, is an American rock band from Dayton, Ohio, formed in 2001. Their lineup currently consists, so they are still going. Their lineup currently consists of JT Woodruff, who's on lead vocals, rhythm guitar, Matt Redenor on bass guitar, backing vocals, Mark McMillan on lead guitar, and Unclean vocals. I have never heard that being referenced before. That's a new one. Unclean vocals. He does the unclean vocals. He doesn't do the cleans, he does the uncleans, bro. And Chris Popadak on drums and percussion. The band found commercial success with their first two albums, The Silence in Black and White, which is 2004, and If Only You Were Lonely in 2006, both achieving an RIAA Gold certification. Bro, Hawthorne Heights is the emo band in my opinion. And I know emo is rooted way above and beyond the 2000s, but man, the whole Scene Kid thing and the emo pop revival era, which wasn't necessarily what it was, but what a new generation of youth came into during the MySpace period. I think this band just, man, emo as hell, alright? If anybody knows the band Secondhand, well, it's not even a band, it's a solo act, Secondhand Serenade as well. I think that definitely fits into that top tier of emo. So, the second album additionally peaked at number 1 on the Billboard's Independent Albums chart and number 3 on the Billboard 200 chart. They are also well known for their 2006 single, Saying Sorry, which reached gold status and peaked at number 7 on the Billboard Hot Modern Rock Tracks chart. On November 24th, 2007, guitarist KB Calvert died, leaving the band as a four-piece. The third album, and first without Calvert, Fragile Future, was released in 2008, surprisingly through Victory Records again, after a lengthy legal battle between the two parties. We're going to do some reading on Victory Records, I reckon, after this, because there's been a lot of controversy around Victory and how they treat their artists. And, it's record label 101, innit? Like, you don't really hear anything different. So, we'll have a look into Victory in a moment. So, also known as A Day in the Life, they come from Dayton, Ohio. Genres: emo, post-hardcore, alternative rock, pop punk, and screamo. Years active 2001 to present. Labels: Victory, Wind Up, Cardboard Empire, Red River, In Vogue, and Pure Noise. Right, so the band's fourth album, Skeletons, 2010, peaked at number 50 on the Billboard 200. The band's former label, Victory, released their first greatest hits album entitled Midwesterners, The Hits, in November 2010. Well, in 2010. Shortly afterwards, Hawthorne Heights left Wind Up Records to begin their own record label, Cardboard Empire. Via this new label, the band released an EP trilogy beginning with Hate. Hate is a word I dislike when it comes to alternate acts. I think it's cringeworthy. Just that one word turns me off, man. I think it's just too edgy. Released in, it's the parallel to love. You know what I mean? It has to be used tastefully without it being just like overkill. Released in August 20, followed by Hope, released in June 2012. After signing with Red River Entertainment in 2013, the band postponed the release of the third EP in the trilogy and released a full-length concept album titled Zero in June 2013. The band played on the 2013 Vans Warped Tour. In June 2014, original drummer Erin Bucciarelli left the band. In January 2015, it was announced that Mika Carley, the lead guitar and unclean backing vocals, had left as well. Later that year, the band released Hurt, the third EP of the trilogy. The band's sixth studio album, titled Bad Frequencies, followed in 2018, followed by their seventh album, The Rain Just Follows Me, in September 2021 via Pure Noise Records. Right. I mean, honestly, when it gets down to the point where barely any of the band is like original, it's painful to see things continue, in my personal opinion. So let's have a look at the history. Early days. A Day in the Life were formed by JT Woodruff, Jesse Blair, Andy Saunders, Josh Bethel, and Andy Lazier in Dayton, Ohio in 2001. They took their name from the popular Beatles song A Day in the Life. Their first record was a demo titled 4 Bullets for One Girl, which that's quite a unique name. I don't mind that name, to be honest with you, that title, which sold 500 copy run in 2 months. This brought them to the attention of Confined Records, with which they released an album titled 9 Reasons to Say Goodbye. Finally, they released a 6-song EP called Paper Chromatography, The Fade from Dark to Light, which was later re-released as part of the compilation From Ohio with Love in the winter of 2003. In 2003, Matt Redenor, bassist and backing vocalist, would pass a hotel called Hawthorne Inn and Suites on his way to work. He decided to add an E to Heights to make Hawthorne Heights. The rest of the band agreed. It's a cool name. I did like a 1-track with an emo band. We called it Park Square, and that was named after a street, or after a park in the city centre nearabouts where we lived. So I got sort of the same story. But obviously I wasn't to the same degree of Hawthorne Heights, you know what I mean? I wish. Silence in Black and White and If Only You Were Lonely, 2004 to 2006. Right, so we're going to have a look at the main article of the Silence in Black and White in a moment. Their first album, The Silence in Black and White, was recorded over a 4-week period and was released in 2004. The album was slow to build sales at first, however, soon the video for the song Ohio is for Lovers began getting airplay on MTV, and the band enjoyed breakout success at radio as well as a growing nationwide fan base, and the album became Victory Records' highest selling debut. The Silence in Black and White peaked at number 56 on the Billboard's chart. The singles Nicky FM and Silver Bullet were released in 2005. Right, so let's have a little dig at the info in regards to this record. The Silence in Black and White is the debut studio album from the American rock band Hawthorne Heights, and their first released after changing their name from A Day in the Life. To be fair with you, to completely take the title of a Beatles song and use that as that's not good enough, is it? That wasn't good enough. So let's keep it moving and see the factoids in regards to the Silence in Black and White. So the background and recording, yeah? Writing for the album commenced shortly after the band changed their name. The band had sent around 35 separate press kits to several potential record labels. Now, a press kit is just a lump sum of information, a CV within reason. So first and foremost, you've got the audio you want to send, such as your demo, maybe some press shots, a cover letter to, give catered and specific concentrated attention to the label you're trying to sell yourself to, and so on and so forth. And you can send it to, PR agencies, or if anything, a PR agency can do that work in regards to you. You can send it to management labels, whomever you're trying to please. To press kits in this day and age, from what I believe, aren't what they used to be back then, because now the label will find you as opposed to you finding the label, for the most part. All right, I mean, the power is in your hands as an artist to market yourself online, or through the circuit, so on and so forth, you know what I mean? Victory had sent the band, several potential record labels, receiving interest from only a few of them, including Victory Records. Victory had sent the band 2 generic response letters a month apart, Drummer Aaron Bucchiarelli subsequently emailed the label and told them what the band had been doing since the letter's arrival. Founder Tony Brummel contacted them the following day, asking when he could see them in person. 6 days after this, they played a showcase for the label, who gave them an offer shortly afterwards. A month after this, all of the members quit their day jobs to focus on the band full time. They recorded their debut album at Smart Studios. I wonder if they were financially stable to do so. Did Victory front them? A means of quitting their day jobs? I mean, I was only looking into Slayer and Lombardo, the drummer of Slayer, 3 records in, after Rain in Blood was released, quit the band momentarily purely as he couldn't afford his rent. That's crazy, isn't it? Unless he was living in a mansion and he didn't tell no one. A month after this, all the members, they recorded their debut album at Smart Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, and at Big Gold Studios in Chicago, Illinois. The sessions were done over 15-hour days across a 5-week period. The recordings were mixed at Gravity Studios before the album was mastered by Dominic Mater at Airshow Mastering with Pro Tools engineer Dan Duzinski. Some of these names, you know what I mean? Anything that isn't an English name, I'm going to struggle with, people. I'm telling you. As far as the genre is concerned, it's been put under emo and emo pop, all right? Singles being Ohio is for Lovers, released on June 14, 2005, and Nicky FM in September 27, 2005. Composition and lyrics, okay, that's the next section. Musically, the sound of The Silence in Black and White has been described as emo and emo pop, drawing comparison to the work of label mates Silverstein. Now, that's a band I need to check out, especially if there is a comparison there. Woodruff said the name of Life on Standby referred to being in a touring band, having to put your entire life on standby to try your hardest. He added that it acted as a valuable introduction to the band as a whole, as it has parts that are both dark and light. Woodruff wrote Dissolve and Decay for a friend of his that was having relationship issues, specifically being unfaithful to another friend of his. Nicky FM was written after Woodruff read various album reviews in preparation for the response to the band's album. He noticed a theme where every band I liked was getting torn apart critically. It included a reference to Say Anything, which was Woodruff's all-time favourite film. The Transition was the first song they wrote after changing their name. The title alludes to this change. Part of its lyrics were influenced by Woodruff's girlfriend who had been studying in Europe for 3 months. The lyrics to Blue Burns Orange were rewritten in the studio. Woodruff remarked that during the making of the album, none of the band members were sleeping or eating properly, so my dreams were really crazy. I just remember dreaming in black and white a bunch and really noticing it. Wow. Silver Bullet is titled after the 1986 movie of the same name, which was Woodruff's favourite horror film. He had written the lyrics while doing 2 jobs and attending college concurrently and felt like the band was going nowhere, but a lot of things convinced me to stay with it. The Boston Phoenix writer Mikhail Wood thought the song was akin to hair metal with its dueling guitar mini solos, nonsense about getting shot through the heart, and plenty of cowbell. Discussing screenwriting and apology, Woodruff explained that movies can sometimes convey messages better than words. Very inspired by films, this lyrical content. Some of its lyrics deal with Woodruff being irrational, while others are about his girlfriend being irrational. Ohio is for Lovers talks about the band members' girlfriends, all of which lived in Ohio, wow, who Woodruff wanted to pay homage to. I like that. Wake Up Call talks about Woodruff being insecure as a musician, knowing that his lyricism was going to be scrutinized. Discussing Sandpaper and Silk, Woodruff said a nice person once described our music as a great blend of sandpaper and silk. That's very poetic, I like that. I thought that was kind of neat. It dealt with the music scene in Dayton, Ohio, and people that started hating the band as soon as they signed to Victory Records. Speeding Up the Octaves is about an on and off friendship that Woodruff had where his friend would become addicted to a substance, get clean, and be addicted again. So let's have a look at some information in regards to the release of the record. In May and June 2004, the band went on tour with Alexis on Fire, Silverstein and Emery. I've never heard of that band, Emery. What's that? It was released on June 8th, 2004 through Victory Records. The album was the label's highest selling debut at its time of release, which is a big change from 500 copies sold in 2 months with the demo. 2 music videos were produced, one for Ohio is for Lovers in 2004 and one for Nicky FM in 2005. They went on an East Coast US tour with Bayside, Burning Bright and The Break-In, September 2004. So that's, correct me if I'm wrong, that's quite a hardcore bill. The Break-In were they a hardcore band? I swear they were. As far as Bayside, that was a pop punk band, right? Let's have a quick dig. Bayside. American punk rock band from the Bayside, Queens neighborhood of New York City. Well, there you go. In November and December 2004, the band supported a Static Lullaby on their headlining US tour. Hawthorne Heights embarked on the first headlining US tour in January 2005 with #1 fan and label mates Spitalfield and the Black Maria. In February and March 2005, the group supported Sugarcult on the US Take Action tour. Sugarcult were a big band, right? I've never listened to them. In May 2005, they shot a music video for Nicky FM with director Major Leitner. A 2-disc CD and DVD special edition was released on June 14, 2005. Them days are dead and gone, containing demo and acoustic versions of the tracks, live performances and a documentary with footage of the band. Nicky FM was released to radio in September 2005. Right, reception and legacy. We might have some interesting stuff here. Punknews.org rated it half a star out of 5. I can see that from the get-go. That's crazy. The Silence in Black and White received negative reviews from critics, several who thought the band's sound was formulaic. Wood thought that even if Silence offers fewer surprises than an entire season of Joey, Hawthorne Heights used their well-worn tools to build the occasion hard-hitting rock machine. Rob O'Connor of Yahoo Music wrote that the band were not afraid of adding a little riffage to their attack arsenal, going on to praise Calvert and Ridnour's roles in the band. AllMusic reviewer Stuart Mason wrote that the closest the band had come to originality is that they rip off bands in 2 different genres, trying to blend the pop emo of Thursday, Jimmy Eat World, with the glossy commercial pop of bands like Good Charlotte. He added that Hawthorne Heights offered absolutely nothing new that those acts did not already do, but what they do pretty well. Most of the songs had reasonably catchy choruses. There are no particularly egregious mistakes or failed experiments. They played it safe as far as the riffage is concerned, I know that much. Punknews.org staff member Brian this could be good, wrote that the band suffers in how much they water down the tempo and praying that they do something to differentiate themselves from their peers as they provide nothing new musically or otherwise. The album peaked number 56 on the Billboard Top 200 charts, #1 on the Billboard Heatseekers albums charts, #4 on the top independent album charts. The album has been certified gold. Before the release of the second album, Before the release of their second album, If Only You Were Lonely, in February 2006, The Silence in Black and White had sold over 720,000 copies. That is crazy! That's mad. That's mad. You know what I mean? There wasn't a long break in between them records, I'll tell you that. The band released a special acoustic 10th anniversary release of the album. I want to listen to that. With all tracks being redone acoustically, journalists Leslie Simon and Trevor Kelly included the album in their list of the most essential emo releases in their book, Everybody Hurts, An Essential Guide to Emo Culture. I want a copy of that. Alternative Press ranked Ohio is for Lovers at number 88 on their list of the best 100 singles of the 2000s. Man, very nice. Very nice. And then we've got credits to finish off. I'm not gonna do disservice to your names by trying to pronounce them, but I want to give a shout out to Casey Calvert on the unclean vocals. Unclean vocals are the coolest thing I've ever heard. And now we're gonna have a look into Victory Records, people. So hold on to your fringes, all right?